الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده تعالى ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا فصلوات الله وسلامه عليه. We begin by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and declaring our love for Him by saying Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And the word means that we love you for what you have given us and what you do for us and the blessings that one can attain through you and your open doors that anyone can access. The dua, the weapon of dua, the beautiful tool of making dua that is accessible by any person, regardless of their tongue, regardless of their age. And because of these blessings, we submit our hearts to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are submissive to Him because He is worthy of that. And we worship Him because we love Him. We worship Him because it is in our best interest. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from the evil of our own actions and consequences of our actions. And we praise Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase His ranks in the hearts of the Muslims and to increase His ranks in terms of numbers of His followers. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those who work for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and work for Islam. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. And be conscious of Allah, O believers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and have taqwa, have piety. Be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Know that there's many rewards for being conscious of Allah and applying taqwa in your daily lives. And one of those rewards is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you steadfastness. He gives you accuracy and correctness in what you do. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those people. Ameen. The land of the free. We live and enjoy many freedoms, especially political freedoms here in this land. And we are thankful for that. And Islam has grown so much here in this world because America is in many ways fertile for Islam. But when we look at it from another perspective, from a non-political perspective, from a social perspective, and we look at what's going on, especially in the younger generations, we have to admit that there is a big problem. Something is wrong. When a person is going through so much pain that they are willing to end their life rather than continue and feel that pain, there is something wrong and it needs to be fixed. It needs to be addressed. What is going on? Why is a teenager who barely knows the reality of this world, who barely understands life, is willing to take their own life when we as human beings, it's part of our nature to protect ourselves. When we fall, what do? We put our hand in front of our face to protect ourselves. When we go for a blood test or donate blood and we look at our blood being pulled out, it's hard on us because we love our blood. We protect ourselves from pain in every single way. So when someone is willing to take their own life, there is something wrong. And now we have to question, how free are we really? I'm not talking politically here, I'm talking about socially. How free are we? What's going on? If we truly felt freedom in our hearts, this wouldn't be happening. And there is a big problem for the youth. Ask your parents, when you were young, living in the Middle East, or living in Pakistan, or Indonesia, wherever your parents were from, ask them, how did you used to have fun? No, we used to have a soccer ball, and that's it. We used to go to the park and run around. That's it. There weren't even parks back then, it was just a field. That's how they used to have fun, and they were satisfied. But today, the youth have everything. Telephones, internet, games, amusement parks. Yet, their mental health is deteriorating. So why is it 50 years ago, the mental health of the kids was far superior than today? Well, there's a video circling around social media where an individual suggests that kids, the youth today, and even non-youth, adults, they're missing a vitamin called vitamin N. Vitamin N. We are in need of vitamin N. And the N stands for no. The N stands for no. Many parents, they're accustomed, they just want their kids to be happy. They want their kids to look at them that they are cool parents. They allow them to do anything. They give them their freedom. I am free, my parents are so cool. And then as they say, I'm not on a leash, as the kids say. Right? And what happens, what we're finding is that the mental health in this era is far worse than before. When parents used to say no and they were very authoritative towards the kids. I'm not giving you suggestions on how you treat your kids, but we need more vitamin N. And we look to Islam to find that. And it needs to be addressed. We need to reinterpret what freedom really means in Islam. And to do that, we look at the word Islam, our faith. The word Islam. And the word Islam, from its origins, if you look at the origin of the word, it has a meaning. And if you look at the implications and how we apply it in our daily lives, it has a meaning. The word Islam, its origin comes from Salima. And today, the Arabs still use this word. For example, if someone gets into an accident, oh, how's so-and-so? Is he okay? Is she okay? Salim. He came out of it okay, using this root, Salim, Salima. So the word Salim in the Arabic language means to be free, from something deficient, free from something harmful, free from something negative. So Islam, what it's doing, it is protecting you from any deficiencies. So this is the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses to describe your religion. That being a Muslim, applying it, the goal, the result is that it makes you free from unwanted results. It makes you free from deficiencies. It makes you free from anything negative. And Allah's name, As-Salam, means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is perfect. He has no deficiencies. He has no imperfections. And therefore His religion is free of any deficiencies or imperfections. And the one who applies it finds freedom. That is freedom. To be free from that which harms you, that is true freedom. And Islam in its application means istislam, which means submission. And therefore us as Muslims, our freedom, true freedom, our happiness is submitting ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قُولُوا لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Say La ilaha illallah. That is our freedom, by submitting our hearts to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is Islam. And today I want to elevate, enhance our understanding of haram. You know that word haram, the word we don't like hearing? The word that many previous generations abused. It's haram, haram, haram. And we look at it and stop, you're choking me. And sometimes that's a reality. When it's abused, yes, you choke the person, you choke the society. But when properly understood, it is freedom. And also what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us to do, what He makes halal for us, permissible, is also a form of freedom. But today I'm going to focus more on the prior, the no, the vitamin N that Islam offers us. So my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, free your bodies. Free your bodies by being submissive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And an example of that is Hajj. When men are obligated to wear the ihram. And man, it's so annoying. When you wear that ihram for many days, it is very annoying. But that's the purpose. When you're wearing that ihram and everyone's wearing the same exact clothes, what does it free you from? By depriving yourself from clothes, what you are essentially doing is freeing yourself from the social image. You know, fads, the next new gig, the new fashion. I'm not saying any of this is haram, by the way. But there is this exaggeration of our outer appearance. And although Islam promotes beauty and taking care of your outer appearance, but there is a limit to that. We don't want to exaggerate it. So by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala making it haram for in those days, for the man to wear other than the ihram, the garments of Hajj, it is a major lesson for us. Because when you are in that situation, your mind isn't thinking what other people think of me. And that is freedom. And wallahi, it's sad when you see these celebrities. They're like enslaved by the desires of people. Whatever they want, they just have to follow here and there, here and there. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant everyone freedom and grant everyone Islam. Say Ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open the hearts of people to what is beneficial to them. By not being able to do, we are free. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to pray, what is it? He's restricting us for a certain period of time, 5 times a day. And He's telling us during those 5 minutes or 7 minutes while you're praying, it is haram to talk. It is haram to look around. It is haram to do anything besides prayer. And we don't like that. It constricts we like to do and move and think and do whatever we want. But by restricting ourselves, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving us vitamin N, no, you can't do this, and focusing on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we find freedom. And wallahi, for those of us, or for those people out there whose hearts right now are going through a little bit of trouble, they feel choked, they feel constricted, they're going through hard times, whether it's with their kids, or with financial situation, or with an illness, or with loved ones. Have you ever thought of praying 2 rak'ahs, sitting and kind of prolonging your sujood, and just letting the tears come out? It will empty your heart out. It'll make you feel better. Because when you submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are submitting to As-Salam, the one who frees you from deficiencies and imperfections. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you, fast, He's freeing your body by telling you don't eat and don't drink for those hours, for those days. It's restricting us, but it's giving us vitamin N. No, don't. Because that's good for us when it's applied properly. Don't fast to know that you are free from your own desires. You are stronger than that. Don't let your desires be in control of you. You are in control of your desires. And look at addicts, my dear brothers and sisters. Their situation is hard. It's so hard for them to get out of that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help any brothers or sisters who are going through any addiction. Say Ameen. So when Allah tells us to fast, don't eat, don't drink. What He's telling us is giving us freedom by not doing. Free your bodies by being submissive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My dear brothers and sisters, if you can move up, Jazakumullah khair, fill in any gaps so that we can accommodate for anyone coming. Free your bodies by submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And free your minds by submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And look at Ibrahim alayhi salam, a perfect example. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him in the Quran, Allah tells us, إِذْ قَالَ لَهُ رَبُّهُ أَسْلِمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, submit, aslim, be a Muslim, submit to me. His response was what? قَالَ أَسْلَمْتُ لِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Immediately, he didn't hesitate. He didn't think about it twice. He said, I submit to the Lord of the universe. Why wouldn't I? But that didn't come overnight, brothers and sisters. It's not expected for someone just overnight to completely transform and say, now today I'm 100% for Allah. It's not the way it works. Ibrahim a.s. went through rigorous training. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided him. And guidance is for anyone who asks for it. And if you look at the life of Ibrahim a.s., one way Allah freed him, a unique way, which tells us in the Quran, He freed his mind. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكَذَلِكَ نُرِي إِبْرَاهِيمَ مَلَكُوتَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَلِيَكُونَ مِنَ الْمُوقِنِينَ. And like that, we showed Ibrahim a.s. the world around him. He opened his mind up to be able to contemplate about the world around him, the environment around him. So Allah freed his mind by contemplation. He looked at the world around him and said, Subhanallah, look at this. No way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this for no reason. There's a purpose behind this. There has to be. This entire universe, there's no way Allah created this and said, just for no reason I created this. It's just not possible. And if you look at how the world caters to the human being, it shows you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to be free. But sometimes freedom comes through vitamin M. No. By not doing. So free your mind by submitting to Allah, and part of that is contemplating the world around you. By recognizing that you are living in a world which is governed by laws, and you are submissive to those laws whether you like it or not. No one can defy gravity. No one can defy the laws of nature. You are submissive to that, so submit your heart by thinking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Submit your heart. And that is the third point. Submit your hearts to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is so important. We feed our bodies. We learn and educate ourselves, so we feed our minds. But how many of us actually feed their hearts? Very few people. We've forgotten our soul. We've forgotten our soul, my dear brothers and sisters. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He talks about the verses of Hajj, in Surah Al-Hajj, the rituals, He says, فَإِلَهُكُمْ إِلَهُ وَاحِدٌ. Your Lord, your God, is one God. Meaning there's nothing worthy of worship except Allah. فَلَهُ أَسْلِمُوا. So submit to Him. And talking, this is in the context of rituals, acts of worship. And acts of worship first come from the heart. When we pray, our hearts need to pray. Not just our bodies. We're not feeding our souls. Yes, we pray and we put our physical feature, but our minds are gone. We need to train ourselves that when we bow, our hearts are bowing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remembering that He is the glorious, Al-Alim. When we prostrate, our hearts need to prostrate before our bodies, remembering that the one we are submitting to, putting ourselves in the lowest position, is the highest one, the one above everything. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَلَهُ أَسْلِمُوا وَبَشِّرِ الْمُخْبِتِينَ. And give glad tidings to those, the believers, the ones who apply and submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Free yourselves by submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and feeding your body vitamin N. Free yourselves by elevating the concept of halal and haram. There's so much Islam has to offer you, but we need to learn how to submit. Yes, it's easy to believe that there's only one God and only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the universe. But when it comes to submitting to Allah's will, we find ourselves a little bit hesitant. And that's pretty natural for the human being. We don't like being confined. Why did Adam alayhi salam eat from the tree? Because human nature is like we don't like feeling restricted. That which we are restricted from tends to be more attractive. This is human nature. And that's why jihad of the nafs, striving for yourself, fighting your desires that are haram, is the greatest form of striving. It is the essential, the foundational form of struggling. And there's so much reward in it. Because it's hard on us. But we need to recognize that vitamin N is good for us. And we gain vitamin N by submitting ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what we need to do. We need to tell ourselves that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what does He benefit from telling us don't do this? What does He benefit from it? What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala benefit from putting challenges in front of someone? Or putting him through a hardship, putting him or her through a hardship? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, مَا يَفْعَلُ اللَّهُ بِعَذَابِكُمْ إِن شَكَرْتُمْ وَآمَنْتُمْ. What does Allah benefit? What benefit does He gain if you are from any punishment or hardship that He might befall a person or a people? There's nothing. But sometimes as human beings, we need vitamin N. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we know what prayer is. We know what fasting is. We know the concept of halal and haram. We know the concept of reward and punishment. But we need to elevate our understanding of it. Religion shouldn't just be, I did the halal, I'm staying away from haram, and I'm doing what's obligatory upon me. There's more to it than that. That is definitely essential and important, and we all need to do it. And that's part of submission. But the Prophet ﷺ teaches us an important lesson. Aisha radiallahu anha saw the Prophet ﷺ praying at night. And we know when he used to pray at night, sometimes he would stand so long that his feet would start bleeding. So Aisha radiallahu anha is like, Prophet of Allah, why are you putting yourself through that? Didn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive your sins? Your prior sins and any future sins? So why are you doing this? Look at his answer. He says, أَفَلَا أَكُونُ عَبْدًا شَكُورًا. Should I not then be a grateful servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The Prophet ﷺ recognizes that submission to Allah, part of it is the halal and haram. Part of it is returning to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without any sins, with good deeds. But there's also the concept of engaging and having a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So even though his sins were forgiven, and he is a sinless person, that doesn't mean the relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is complete. It doesn't mean it's done. It doesn't mean there's nothing more to gain. The Prophet ﷺ recognized that the halal and haram isn't just do and don't. It's a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are gaining something. That is freedom. That is freedom. Islam gives you freedom. Islam calls you to freedom. And we know the famous saying, when one of the companions or one of the tabi'een, I forgot who, was talking to a non-Muslim. And they asked him, what is your religion? He said that our religion frees us from the slavery of people and makes us a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But in order to truly appreciate what this means, we need to know who we are submitting to. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The one who doesn't need anything from us. He doesn't need anything. Therefore, anything He commands you to do is for you. It's for your own good. And anything He tells us not to do, it's for your own good. So my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, if you're not praying, pray 5 times a day. It's for your own good. It frees you. And ask anyone who lived many years without praying and how it changed their life when they started praying. And those who pray, think about how your life changed, became better after you started praying. To elevate and remember the blessing of Allah in order to continue that relationship with Him. If you're doing any major sins, then go to repentance. By repenting, you free yourself. Because sin, anything that is haram, if you analyze it and you look at it from a secular perspective, what it really is, a sin is something that is temporary. It's a temporary pleasure that ends immediately after. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees that this is harmful to the body. And it enslaves the body one way or another. And Allah wants to free you from that. Allah cares about you because you are valuable to Him. Allah wants your heart to be free because He chose you to be His chosen creature, the chosen species of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who's able to hold the obligations of Islam, the one who's able to hold the responsibility of worship. Only we can do that. And therefore you are important to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I end with this analogy. If someone had the opportunity to have a close relationship to Bill Gates, wouldn't we take it? And if we did take it, why are we taking it? Well, it opens up opportunities. It gives you insight. There are many benefits to it. And that's definitely encouraged and a great opportunity. But what about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who gave Bill Gates his knowledge, the one who gave him his life, the one who helped him attain that wealth? Wouldn't we gain even more if we submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? If we dedicated our lives to Him? If we said, oh Allah, I want that relationship with you, a close relationship to you, where I could just raise my hand and say, oh Allah, help me. Oh Allah, I need this. Oh Allah, I need that. Isn't that even better? So my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, elevate your understanding of what Islam has to offer you, what Islam really is. Islam, the word Islam means to be free from deficiencies. And we greet each other saying, Assalamu alaikum. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls this greeting a blessed greeting. Tahiyyatan min indillahi mubarakatan tayyiba. It is a greeting from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is blessed and beautiful. Why? Because what you are doing is you are giving a dua, making a dua for the other person, saying, may you be free from deficiencies. May you find freedom in every aspect of life, in this life and the next. May you find freedom. That's what Islam, Assalamu alaikum, means. So when you are a Muslim, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is offering you is freedom from anything that you dislike. And that's by the do's and don'ts, applying that. And in order to reach that, we must submit to Allah. We must be istislam, Muslimin, submissive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us learn, to help us teach us how to be submissive to Him. And if you would like to, I encourage all of you, it should be a goal to be more guided, to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for more guidance, to ask Him how we can be free. And ask Him, say, oh Allah, teach me how to be submissive to You. Teach me how to benefit from Islam. Teach me, show me how Islam frees me, so that you find it and appreciate it and able to apply it more. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us be the best of the best. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help elevate our cause, elevate our understanding of Islam. Allahumma ighfir lil muslimin wal muslimat wal mu'minin wal mu'minat al ahya'i minhum wal amwat innaka sami'un qareebun mujibu da'wati ya rabbil alameen. We have a few announcements. Please make dua for brother Nihad Hafiz, who is still in a coma after 2 months. And also make dua for Waji Khan, who is suffering from terminal brain cancer. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help them through their hard times, to help their families, grant them patience. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be a source of reward for them in this life and the next. We ask Allah, and also make dua for Sister Fatima Sayyidpur, who was 80 and passed away last week in Panoma. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to overlook any shortcomings and to accept her good deeds and to increase her in good deeds. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant her family patience and to make her grave a piece of paradise and to protect her from any undesirable results. Friday Quran class is tonight at 5 p.m. and my OC, the youth group, is tonight at 7 p.m. My OC is holding a community barbecue tomorrow. This is for everyone. You're all invited tomorrow at noon until 4 o'clock at Salt Creek Beach. And the theme is food and friends. So we ask you, if you know a Muslim who doesn't really participate in the message, doesn't come often, bring them, invite them. Or if you know a non-Muslim friend, you have a non-Muslim friend, a neighbor, a co-worker, invite them to join us as well. We ask that you RSVP so that we can kind of get an idea of how many people are coming. So please do join us. Again, that is at Salt Creek Beach tomorrow at noon. My OC is $5 per person. My OC is having a family fun day at Glow Zone in Huntington Beach on Saturday, August 4th. Please register and sign the waiver for the youth. OCIF is hosting a political advocacy training next Saturday, July 28th from 2 to 6 p.m. here at OCIF, and it will be given by Salam Rasool. The training is sponsored by CARE and MPAC. Visit our table outside and sign up. So there'll be a table right outside. Brother Mahmoud will be there. Sign up, come join us. The point is to train us how to make us more aware on political issues and how to be more engaging. If you have youth, bring them. They tend to like these things, and inshallah will be a form of empowering you and your children. Pillars Academy is looking for a full-time office administrator. Please visit the school for more information. Jazakumullah khair. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us and accept our good deeds. Wa aqimus salam.